Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on Sunday, March 30th, 2025. And happy birthday, Eric Clapton. Yes, it is his birthday. I received an alert today. And then I saw that he created a video, like a birthday video for himself today. So anybody that's interested, you can go check it out. Well, I apologize for not having the chat last night. I was physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted yesterday, pissed off to the max, and I would not have been a very good host to you guys. And actually, I was even considering just opening the chat so you guys can talk, but then I received a phone call from a targeted woman that I've known for a long time, after she received my message about Karen Romero passing away. And we were on the phone for about an hour, so that kind of tied up my extra time. But I hope you're all doing well on this Sunday. And I thank Deb and when Karen entered the hospital, originally back in July, I made an announcement that it would be a good idea if, a few of us called just to let them know that there were people out there that were paying attention to what they were doing. And Deb was really kind enough to call Karen. And then Karen called her back and left a detailed message, which I will play for you. Let's see if I can find it here. But I wanted to mention something else, that I filed a complaint today against that landscaper. I think he was set up. I think he was just set up to be here. That's what I think. Because not only was the business card stolen, one of the business cards stolen from my laptop, but when I type in the phone number in the search, it comes up for like 5 or 6 different people. Now, that could be done on my end. They could manipulate technology, whatever. They can certainly do that. But it came up under all these different names, like bizarre names, all with the same phone number as his. The same thing happened to me earlier in the week, where I received a random text message from a random person asking if my property was still available for sale. Now, I generally don't respond to these people. I mean, every once in a while I will if they're asking like a bona fide question. But I immediately looked up this person's phone number, and the exact same thing happened. The phone number belonged to like 6, 7, 8 different kinds of people, that none of which had American names. I'll just put it that way. Say that way. They did not have American names, so I don't know if these are spammers, bots, or whatever. So, and if you're going to ask, like, how did I find this landscaper? There's a local call-in phone number. It's called Dial and Deal. It's Wagon Country. It's a local radio show, and usually between 10 and 12, anybody can call in, and let's say you're selling something. You can tell them what you're selling. Or if you're looking for something to buy, you can leave the message. If you're looking for services or have a birthday or an announcement, you can call in and they will announce it for you. So I made an announcement that I was looking for a landscaper. I said a little bit about what it was and left my phone number. And immediately, Tyler was the first person to call. Like on it. The first person to call. And he did show up at approximately the time that he said he would. He did look around, showed him what I needed done. The first quote that he gave me on what I would normally pay under $300 for, he wanted to charge me over $500. And I said, I'm sorry, like that's out of my ballpark. And then I showed him some trees that had fallen that needed to be chopped up. He said, oh yeah, I love to do that. I love to chop up that. I love to, do that. That's like my favorite thing to do. So I said, okay, well, what would it cost to have these trees chopped up? And he would haul them away because evidently he chops them up for, mulch. So, he was going to charge me $200. I said, sure, fine. But I think he's a bot. I think that they set him up with a business card, these fake business cards, fake phone number. Either that or they did something, but he's a no-show again today. No show, no call. So 2 days in a row. So I filed a complaint with the Attorney General let them deal with it.
Yeah, hi, Deborah. This is Karen.
This is Karen's
calling,
voice message.
You know, the one that was illegally put in the psych ward in Boise, Idaho. I couldn't call you back when you called. The, they turned the phones off, so, you know, I had mentioned Karen Stewart's phone number to call and they could verify how I am. And I mentioned Neil's phone number, and I mentioned Lorraine's phone number. I have a huge sore on my tongue right now that just came out of nowhere. They're mixing my toothbrush and my comb with another.
Okay, if you can't hear it, I mean, it is louder than that. She says she's got a huge sore on her tongue right now, that they are mixing her toothbrush with her comb. And they gave her somebody else's toothbrush or comb. They're mixing it up, and she got a sore in her mouth. So she was having a hard time speaking. And she was telling Deb that she can validate any information by Karen Stewart, Neil, who used to have his own phone call, and then me.
Another patient here. So I don't know if that's how I got this huge sore. I mentioned that Karen had worked as an analyst at NSA. So because I mentioned NSA, they misconstrued everything. And so if you mention any of our intelligence community, you're all of a sudden crazy. That's pretty crazy that they would, I mean, there is an NSA, not only in Fort Meade, but there's underground in Denver and one in Bluffdale, Utah. Sorry if you think that's crazy, but we do have that. They have decided that a psychiatrist lied, and I told her none of that was written about me is true.
So basically, they were telling her that she was a little crazy because she was talking about Karen Stewart working for the NSA, and that anybody who speaks about the intelligence agencies is automatically crazy. But then they finally believed her because she told them that they lied about everything, or the psychiatrists lied about everything that they wrote down about her.
I don't hallucinate. I don't have any psych history. You know, I was told that I had suicidal ideation, and I told her that was all hearsay that she received, and why was it documented like that? She didn't like that, so she wrote in her note, patient has admitted that she has all these problems. I didn't, because...
Okay, do you hear that? They're writing in the notes that she has hallucinations, delusions, and she says, no, I don't have any of those things. And the nurse then confirms, based upon Karen saying, no, I don't have any of those things, that she did.
I'm so honest. I would not do that. I cannot believe how this is being handled. It is such an abuse of the system in every way. And it's probably because I whistle blew and they didn't like it. You know, it may be a lot of things. But it turns out that the whole ER came together.
And it sounds like it stopped. Let's see. It stopped. Well, what happened was, this is dated July 4, 2024, and it is the only message that I have recorded of her voice. So thank you so much, Deb, for saving this. I guess this is a message that Karen left on your answering machine. And I'm so grateful for it because I don't have anything of her voice recorded. I mean, I do have, documents that she's written and stuff because she's a prolific writer. She types especially fast, or she typed especially fast. So there's that. And then, let's see. I've got here on Quora something to make you laugh. Okay. I laughed, and of course I had to add a comment. Well, there's... All right, let me see. Where is it? There's this one here. Okay. So this is a question that was asked. How are senior citizens mistreated or disrespected in society today? A woman named Melissa responds, this is 3 years ago. Oh, I'm foaming at the mouth here. I just turned 60. Of all the mistreated and disrespected aspects, the one I'm choosing, I could write a book, is ageism with regard to technology. Who the F invented the phones and computers we use today? Gen Zers? Guess again. How old is Bill Gates? Well, he's on the market, ladies. However, his ex-wife knows why it's called, quote-unquote, Microsoft. There are certain ads that I suspect are contributing to my lack of being able to get a good job. For those of us who weren't born yesterday, with the year 1964 as a big splat across the screen, there is this really simple cell phone. And the adorable elders with their dogs who have great deals from Consumer Cellular, so they can send pictures of their dogs to their grandchildren. What the goddamn F, she says. Then she goes on, she says, oh, and then there's the quote-unquote, how not to become your parents ads with 50-somethings fumbling with technology. Yeah, it's a real hoot. I was the marketing manager for a computer retailer who introduced the Mac to the Boston area in 1988. We had our own trade show, participated in the old Macworld trade show, had classes and seminars. I was using email, word processing, and desktop publishing software when my son, now 34, was 2. I got him his first computers because I got a discount. I remember when Nintendo was introduced with the Super Mario video game. My son was too young to figure out how to play it. I think he was 5 or 6. I sat down, figured it out, and taught him how to play. He was scared by the quote-unquote fiery something world part with the scary music, so I had to take the controls and play his part through that section and handed the game back to him when he came out of hiding. I would not be so bitter if it wasn't currently trying to find a corporate job with benefits, as my savings has run out. As it is, 30-somethings won't hire me because obviously you're an idiot if you're over 50. How is someone who is 60 supposed to know anything? How do we even dress ourselves? Never mind that we had the first personal computers. This is having a direct impact on my life, and I want it to stop. By the way, my iPhone is several generations up from my son's. I fix my own laptop and work from home with no tech support. There's very little in terms of computing I haven't encountered since 1988. I actually worked in tech support for both Mac and PCs. Plus, I taught you little punks how to play Mario. Shut up already and get off my lawn. Okay, I just thought you'd think about that one. But anyway, so I responded, ha ha ha, Microsoft. There is actually a psychological illness called the micropenis syndrome, and that is a fact. There are several psychological issues that coincide with it, including harming animals, which is a, psychopathy. And then another person answered a question here 2 years ago. What would targeted individuals do if they think they're being harassed or stalked? So this person, rather than giving all the do's and don'ts, he's explaining how to file a report for stalking. To your local U.S. District Attorney's Office, the Attorney General's Office, and the Department of Justice. Gang stalking and community policing are vigilantism, and they're unlawful. Persons committing this act are violating the victim's 4th and 5th and 14th Amendment rights. This crime must be reported to your local U.S. District Attorney's Office and the Department of Justice. Here's a guideline to help you file a complaint. Although we're far from justice, proving stalking requires establishing a pattern of behavior. Oh, I've got no problem proving that. So, one, you first document at least 3 very specific events: altercation, police call, harassment, or domestic dispute. You should have your statement already printed out ahead of time. And however, but when you file your complaint, you should handwrite it in their office to display your sense of being. Number 2, what your statement needs. Don't write about any emotional effects, but rather get right to listing the following: the date, the time, the location, which is the street address, which is a home or neighborhood or business, the name or names of the persons and descriptions of them, and nearby homes or businesses. Also, car license plate numbers, anything that can track back to the person or persons, clothing logos denoting a specific group or city. Then just describe what happened. Don't say, I feel. The state overall action, just only state the overall actions, words, and events. For example, I went to my car on such and such date. I find my car damaged, vandalized, theft, scratches, or I heard somebody on the roof outside on the street shout obscenities towards me, and then the next day, I found graffiti. Number 4, pictures, audio, video. Pictures may be hard to come by, but even if you get a picture of your stalkers after they have stalked you, you still have that picture. It's not a requirement to have photos when you file a complaint, but for things like graffiti, vandalism, print out the pictures. He suggests filing in person if possible to local, county, USDA. At the office, sign in with the reception's registry. This gives you a documented record in the event that anything should happen to you. If not justice, maybe comfort to know that you left a trail. Or you can print it and mail it. Copy your complaint and mail it to the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney General's office. Mailing them is important because they are required to send you a reply by mail. I received mine rather quickly, about 4 weeks after mailing. And remember, the overall gathering of evidence and documenting information is to prove a pattern of behavior. Like leaving poopy diapers on the mailbox, stuffing dead animals in the mailbox, draping poopy toilet paper over my gate near my mailbox. That's already 3 times. That doesn't include all the stalking online, all by the Scarlett family. And we can go back to my neighbors, the Perkies. Yeah, pattern. A pattern? I don't know. Driving back and forth 15, 20 times a day, threatening my workers that if you continue to clean her property, you'll be part of our lawsuit. Trespassing my property, posting no trespassing signs on my posts, driving a John Deere tractor onto my legally owned and surveyed property and tearing out a gate, shooting my cat. Oh, the list is endless. Threatening noble landworks, co-opting them to destroy my property and not clean the property across the street, which I hired them to do. Instead, Noble Landworks created a trail, a path behind my property from my neighbors in back of my residence so they could go the back way, trespass my property. That's right. Yeah, you think I'm stupid? You think I don't know what you did? That's okay. It'll all come out in all my complaints. And then when the Attorney General and everybody else comes and questions you, you can lie like you do. Because I'm just getting started filing my complaints. So today I filed a complaint against the alleged landscaper, Tyler Allen. And thank you, con artist, for calling that phone number yesterday and it going straight to voicemail. That happened to me as well. So thank you so much. This could have been somebody because this person called me so quickly. They could have already had him set up to call me and waste my time and then waste all my Saturday when I could have really been contracting with somebody who was actually going to do the work. So now I've got trees down all over my property that these criminals knocked down that I can't get removed. There's bitchcraft everywhere, every day, everywhere. Another hole was drilled in back of my shed. That happened overnight. Yesterday. It happened overnight yesterday. So this is just another evidentiary video. And thank you all for your comments about the passing of Karen Romero. It's very upsetting to me. You know, I've known her since 2017. And she was actually instrumental and helpful back in 2018, urging me to file a complaint with the New Jersey Attorney General Criminal Division against the Manalapan Police Department and Tina Booth. And if it were not for her, I would have probably dragged my butt. But she guided me through it. She found out that Tina Booth was a nobody. I had a greater psychology background than she did. She was recently hired and hired by the Manalapan Police Department to discredit me. So yeah, we'll give a shout out to the criminals at the Manalapan Police Department. You know who you are. Thomas Mansell, Reggie Grant, Stalker, Casella, Sergeant Carey. Oh yeah, Sergeant Carey. Oh, guess what? Yeah. I saw what you told the hospital. That I had, I had 30 cats, but my house was clean. Oh, you failed to tell them that I'm a 501c3 nonprofit. You failed to tell them that I did not originally have 30 cats in my house, that I was trapping them from outside my colony so that I wouldn't leave them behind when I moved. You failed to tell them that my house was listed for sale, and I was socializing those cats in the house to take them with me. Sergeant Carey, you piece of crap. And that's okay, because I've got you on video with your friggin' hand on your weapon, prancing up and down my driveway. December 10, 2018. No, I haven't forgotten. And my list is long for refiling complaints. And after I file all my complaints in Kentucky, I'm going back to Manalapan and refile all those complaints against all you fuckers. It may take a while, but it's coming. So anyway, before I get on a further rant, thank you all for listening, and I apologize again for not having the chat open for you guys last night. I'm going to say in the future, if I'm too tired or whatever to get into the chat, what I'll probably do is I'll leave it open for you guys to talk amongst yourselves, like maybe for an hour. I was going to do it last night, but then I received that phone call and then got sidetracked, and then I was too tired. I wasn't going. It was actually, closer to like a 10:30 at that point. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday, and I will talk to you guys soon.